a separate piece.
All right.
Some manufacturers it matters. Some other manufacturers, they don't really care how you do that. It's probably easier at first to do it as a two-piece stringing, just because there's less string to deal with. Doing half the crosses or the mains with what's called the short side, and then you have all this other string to do the rest of the main string and all the cross string. It's kind of hard as a beginner to deal with all that string to try to get it so it's not tangling up all over the place.
So you're basically kind of dividing the work into the mains
I mean, a
and
package
crosses.
of string will have normally 40 feet of string in it, so you cut that in half. In 99 out of 100 cases, there are some differences only like on larger headed rackets where you might need more string for your mains.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, especially if you're stringing the same string over and over again, if your daughter has a specific string that she likes or whatever, you can buy a reel of it, a 660-foot reel, where you just take off what you need. It's a lot easier because the string doesn't coil as much, and it's easier to deal with. When it starts coiling, it has a tendency to get tangled. So that would be up to you. As you start getting yourself more into stringing and that sort of thing, you decide what you really want to do. A lot of rackets nowadays we're doing hybrid stringing, where the mains are polyester or stiffer string, the crosses are a different type, so obviously you have to do that as a two.
Okay.
All right, your stringer is exactly like this one, so mounting the racket becomes probably the most important thing to do. Once you get this down and you're not making any mistakes here, you have virtually no chance of ruining the racket, okay? If I don't do certain things here, there's a chance that I could
Crack the frame.
if it's not mounted right. Most rackets will have a little dot at the head, which indicates the middle of the top of the frame.
Okay.
So that goes on either side of this post that I'm gonna put in here. Okay, so that's the middle.
You line that up with the
I line that up so either one of the holes is on either side of that post. I put that in. We usually put the larger one. There's two different sizes. The larger one on top. Some people do that differently, but that's the way we do it at Fromit. And I push that down with the heel of my hand, and then I do that. That holds that.
You lock it
If
in.
I can move this in any way, then it's not correct. And there is a little set screw in here that you can make that tighter if it is loose after doing, pushing down hard, pulling that down. The next thing I do is just make sure there's different little deals that you'll have that come with that. This is like a universal one here that'll fit a lot of rackets. A lot of rackets are that shape, but there are different sizes. Here's my other one. This is not as thick. There are some rackets with thinner. This is thinner in here. You'd have to put this in so that it doesn't squish the holes.
Okay.
These are really universal for a lot of different rackets also. And you'll have the thinner version of this and this version. And then there's probably some in that little packet that you'll probably never ever use that are kind of like maybe obsolete.
That's pretty much your Congo.
That's a universal for a racket that has a little thicker throat. There's some Babylon rackets that are thinner in here that you need the.
Oh, okay, because this is too thick actually, right?
It might be too thick for a Babolat.
Gotcha.
Probably is. Or
She uses a liquid metal, head liquid metal.
okay, chances are those will work for that.
Okay.
Babolat, some of the Wilson rackets have a thinner throat, so you'd have to change that. But this is a pretty typical type setup for just about.
And use the other one in case if that's like a less space.
Yeah,
you have
if
to
you
get that.
see that, if you're like not
not hooking
if
you
it's
good.
blocking that and you can't really get this to pull back all the way, you want these to be hitting the frame and not getting caught up inside
I
on,
getcha.
on the grommets.
Right, I get you.
So you make sure that's pulled back all the way. And then you do the same thing with the bottom. It's not, once that's in there, chances are it's, you know, to not have it in the middle would be really hard. You'd
Gotcha.
have to really push it sideways. Do the same thing, push that down, hold it down tight, and then flip this so it locks in. Okay?
Gotcha.
Third thing, so you've done.
Which did that go? Did that go like that?
Yes. It
Oh,
started
oh.
like this,
Yeah, you pull it back and then you.
and then it goes there.
Okay.
like that. Same thing, if this moves, you need to, the set screw, you go counterclockwise inside.
Where's the set screw? I'm sorry.
It's on the inside of, right there. There's a set screw on that side
Oh, okay.
also. So there's a little, an Allen wrench that comes with it. You just go counterclockwise to make it tighter.
Okay. Oh, okay. As opposed to the normal clockwise. Huh?
Yeah. So that's.
If I'm noticing being loose, whatever, I want to tighten that up then.
Yes.
Okay.
If you've done this, push this down, put that on the hold down clamp, and it has any movement at all. What will happen if you start stringing? The racket's going to start shifting.
okay.
And then you got some issues.
And this is pretty secure right now. Yeah, it feels really secure.
There's one more thing. So
Okay.
you've done. There's 3 things to do before
Yeah.
you even attempt to string it. The other thing is this part of it moves according to how the size of the racket.
Okay.
It's just like a vise that moves up, forward, and back. And I want to put a brake on here to stop it from moving while I'm stringing. If I don't have this on,
Yeah.
the racket will start bowing out.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
So I usually put my knee in here, hold this back tight, and then put the brake on. It doesn't have to be like jammed up here really tight, secure. Once it hits this spot, it's snug up against that. And so putting the brake on, the 3 things that you need to do.
But it's still moving, isn't it?
Well, this is.
What?
But this part is not.
Oh, I got you.
This
Okay.
vice part.
All right, gotcha.
This you need to move to swing around to different,
Okay.
the other side of the
All right.
racket when you're doing it. All right, so it's all set up. This, I don't know if you're right-handed or left-handed.
Right-handed.
I'm left-handed.
Okay.
So I move this crank over to this side,
Oh, I gotcha.
which there are right-handers that do that over here too, but this can be moved
Gotcha.
in either direction. This is not, sometimes you get jammed up close, so you have to like try to move this out of the way somewhere or another. You'll find that.
And what does this? What does this do again?
This is the tensioning head. So if you want to come over to this side, this is a racket we're doing for our wholesale business. It's asking for 58 tension.
58 tension. Gotcha.
So I'm going to set this to 58. That's 50 right there. I'm going to go 50, 5, 6, 7, and 3 onto that. So that
I got
3
you.
is above that little dot.
Plus the
It's
5.
right. So that is set at 58 pounds.
Okay, and that's the. Gotcha.
All right, that's the tension. All right, so now I'm ready to string.
All right. I'm gonna